Welcome back to Mark's Train World. If you're new here, my name is Mark Magana. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I review a lot of BRIO wooden trains, and I also do some other train stuff, but mostly BRIO on this channel. And today we're going to take a look at the farm train. This is BRIO item 33404. This is a modern piece of BRIO. I do review a lot of vintage BRIO on this channel also. And let's open this up and take a look. This does seem to be kind of a popular set, but I just don't really see it on sale very often in my area. I had to order this off Amazon, and there will be an affiliate link in the pinned comment below. Okay. And that's it in the box. I probably should have showed you this first, but it looks like we get a couple of livestock cars and a couple of moo cows, or at least is that one cow and something else? I don't know. We'll take a closer look in a minute. And there are some other farm sets that BRIO makes if you have a little one that's really into farms. I've seen this one before. It has a barn, so that's kind of cool. And it's fully compatible with the other BRIO stuff, new and old. All right, let's take a look at these. So first things first, to start the show, we have a locomotive, and this looks pretty cool to me. I'm not really sure exactly what this is modeled off of. I had initially thought this was kind of modeled off an F7, an old F7, old diesel American locomotive. But I'm not so sure about that now, because I do have an F7. I did the review of the BRIO Santa Fe Super Chief, and that definitely looks more like an F7 than this. So this might be something more European. I'm not really sure, but pretty cool nonetheless. Definitely a diesel locomotive. Kind of got some little mock headlights up there. And one thing I really like and appreciate is that it has magnet couplers on the front and the rear, so you can attach it to other locomotives. Or you can, if you're just moving, switching cars around or whatever, you can back up and stuff really easily if you're using this in like a train yard or something you made. And then we have two of these. These are livestock cars of sorts. These have an open top. And you might remember I reviewed the Safari train, which had just more of a flat car with a cage. Same with the dinosaur train. And but this certainly looks much more appropriate for farm animals, for farm. I guess something clicks down here. Yep, this clicks down here, so you can load up your animal. And your cow is ready to go for a ride. And the other animal you get, I thought initially it was two cows, but this is actually a horse. And if you remember the review I did of the dinosaur, we got a Triceratops, and it was kind of a wooden body, plastic head, and this is kind of more the same. That one had a head that went up and down. These do not move. These are just very fixed in place. But cool nonetheless. This one has spots. I don't know much about horses, but I know some people really like horses that have spots. Is that called an Appaloosa? Maybe somebody can let me know in the comments, but I feel like that's an Appaloosa. I might be wrong, but same thing. Both cars work the same. They both open. Put the horsey in there. And he is also ready to go for a ride. Now this set is only a locomotive and two stock cars and two animals. There's no track included with this set. It cost about $30, if I remember right. If I got that wrong, I'll flash it on the screen while you're watching this, but I believe I paid about $30, $29.99, something like that. Let me set up some track, and we'll see how well this thing rolls along and talk about some different play scenarios and stuff for this set. Okay, so I got our animals loaded up. Got our locomotive, got our horsey, got our cow. And I don't know which way animals like to face on a train. On the safari train, that one kind of had them going more backwards, and their heads dipped down, so if you had a bridge you were going under or something, I don't think that'll be a problem on these because these animals are not quite as tall, so you shouldn't have any issues there. So I don't know, I just faced them forward. I feel like if I was an animal going for a ride on the train, I'd want to see where I'm going. And pretty typical modern BRIO, a little wheel wobble that I don't love, that you don't get on the older ones, but it's a cool unit. Like, there's a lot of detail. Got a door and some windows and some panels. Obviously, it's all painted on. You can't open it. It does say BRIO. The rims say BRIO as well. Well, rims is a car. On a train, strangely enough, the wheels are called trucks. But a magnet coupler, I love that. Got some, looks like simulated lights on the front. Good stuff. Close up of those stock cars. And I don't think they sell any of these individually. I might be wrong. But if they did, that would be cool. Because then you could just, you know, have a train of half a dozen cows or something like that. So I'll have to look at that. I'm not sure if BRIO does that though. I don't think so. So, you know, as far as play ideas for your little one or whatever, you know, farms to me, and I grew up in suburban Southern California, so farms are just not part of my reality as a child. So now I live in the Midwest. I live in Ohio, and you know, anytime you leave the city, you're looking at a farm, so which is nice. But I don't know a whole lot about farms, but I do know the creatures that live on farms are used to make products. So I feel like my local McDonald's here on my BRIO layout, I think maybe they're out of hamburgers, and the train needs to bring them more hamburger ingredients. That's right. Moo. So this is kind of a dark train ride, I guess. Unless you're waiting for a Happy Meal, in which case, you know, you want that train to hurry up and get there. So that's right. And you'll get a reprieve for one lap around the track there. Moo. And the horses are worried. They don't serve horse at McDonald's, but they do serve cheeseburgers. So I'll tell you about my McDonald's real quick. I bought this at the Great Lakes Large Scale Train Show here in Ohio. It's an annual thing, and it's mostly, well, it's all G-scale, basically. But there's a gentleman here that was visiting from Georgia, and he makes these. Not just McDonald's, he had Starbucks, Subway, Dunkin', Arby's, just about anything, any brand you could imagine. He had a post office, he had a FedEx, and they're all kind of the same model, but they all line up real nice together, and they're big and colorful, and it's not a perfectly prototypical McDonald's, but they all have something humorous, and as you can see inside is the Hamburglar. They all had a little something humorous like that going on. Sold separately, and you have to be a child of the 80s probably, like I am, to remember this guy, but the McDonald's Moon guy on skateboard. If you don't remember his name is Mac Tonight. Mac Tonight. And back in the 80s, I feel like he used to show up whenever the McRib was on special, but he was probably around more than that. Just, I remember him, and he would wear a tuxedo and be at a piano, and he'd be singing a song. And they'd be talking about, oh, the McRib is back, or whatever. That's kind of what I remember him from. But yeah, he was definitely kind of a McDonald's, like the kids my age and stuff at the time. We had Ronald and Hamburglar and whatnot. I think he was more geared at the cool adults. He always had sunglasses on. He always had a big chin, kind of like Jay Leno. So that's Mac to me. I'm not sure why he's on a skateboard, but he is. So that's the story. You're not going to find this in your store, and certainly not, it's not a BRIO product or anything like that, but I thought it was cool. I thought it'd be fun to have on a more permanent layout one day, so I picked it up. And unfortunately, they are all out of Happy Meals at my McDonald's, and that is not good news for Mr. Moo Moo. And you're not off the hook, Mr. Horse. Next time I go to the train show, maybe he'll be selling in Elmer's Glue Factory. Yeah. And, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Miniatures don't really chug. What am I doing? All right, cow. Get out of the train. Yep. All right. Give me a Happy Meal. Come on. Turn him into a delicious cheeseburger. Right now. Do it. Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order? Yeah, I'd like 3 cheeseburgers. 3 cheeseburgers. Pull forward. Thank you for coming to McDonald's. Well, what do you know? 3 cheeseburgers and 3 gondolas. 1, 2, 3. All right. Mr. Train, take those cheeseburgers to Mark. Excellent. Now Dick the Cat and I have McDonald's cheeseburgers. Thank you, Mr. Train. Appreciate it. And thank you very much for watching today. Please be sure to like and subscribe and do all this stuff, because I upload mostly videos for BRIO, but I also do G-Scale and HO and occasionally N-Scale. And as we get closer to the end of the year, I'm going to have a lot more videos.